Greetings, citizens, and welcome to another adventure of the Real Comic Heroes podcast. My name is Travis Bowe from the... I'm used to doing it the other way now so much. I almost fucked that up.
Almost.
Yeah. Well. My name is Travis Bowe from the Watchmen Minute podcast.
And I'm Patrick Barf.
And I'm Rory M. Spence from the Doghair Network. And this show, really, at this point.
Regular guest.
Yeah, no joke. Predator, now Spaceballs. I mean,
Yeah.
You're hitting all the good ones.
What a year, eh? 1987.
Yeah.
What a year.
Indeed.
How high we were and how low. So if you're new to the show, every episode we revisit geeky movies chronologically and try to figure out whose Schwartz is bigger. You can find our list of reviews over at realpodcastnetwork.com. Patrick, how's your Schwartz feeling tonight?
It's feeling kind of battered and bruised. Just talking with you guys before this. So it's going to be a long haul. I'm going to need some supplements to help lift me back, my shorts back up, I think.
Well, just be sure to call your doctor if it lasts more than 4 hours.
I wish. Go watch the movie twice.
So it's finally here, I guess. It's really happening. Never thought this day would come.
Spaceballs the movie. Yes. Drink it in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I normally do taglines here, but I am suspicious of the taglines from IMDb.
Oh?
I am thinking they were put in much later. It sounds too current to me.
Oh, okay. Could they be like re-released editions or something like that?
Maybe.
This
I know there
didn't
was
get
like
a re-release.
Yeah, because they've had like Blu-ray and
Yeah.
anniversary editions.
Yeah.
And top 100 movies of all time edition.
Criterion Collection.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The AFI Top 100 film.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah. If you don't believe me, it's probably just the Mandela effect that's messing with your memory.
Sure.
But it
that's
happened.
Yeah.
So, the weird ones we have for this, there's only 4, which is extra odd to me, but they have May the Farce Be With You, which seems a bit current.
I don't know. I could see that one being legit.
Yeah. Believe that.
Same with Revenge of the Shtick, because like Revenge of the Sith, I was thinking.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That must have been later, because
Yeah.
that movie didn't come out until 2005.
Yeah, 5.
Oh, wow. It seemed way long ago that came out, but I guess that was the re-release of the old ones. I always think those came out in the 90s. I guess it was the 2000s.
Right.
Then they got May the Schwartz Be With You, of course.
Sure.
And then this one's just awkward. Once Upon a Time Warp in Deep Space, the struggle between the nice and the rotten goes on.
Huh.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
These are awful. Like, for such a quality movie. I mean, they must have used all the good stuff on the film.
Oh, yeah.
That must be it. Because they literally threw every joke you could think of at this movie.
Yeah, that's for sure. So Act 1 starts with a ship entering the screen, and the act ends with a ship exiting the screen. For real, though, the act ends with Lone Star and Barf observing Spaceball 1 going plaid.
It's a classic moment.
Yeah, we'll get there. Act 2 starts with Lone Star and Princess Vespa meeting and ends with Vespa being rescued from the Spaceball prison complex. And finally, Act 3 starts with Spaceball 1 transforming into Mega Maid and ends with Vespa finally marrying a prince.
Man, spoiler alert, Travis. Jeez.
I didn't say who the prince was.
I'm in on everything. You're giving away the Mega Maid transformation, going to plaid. I mean, you might as well just ruin the movie for everyone.
I'm trying to give our listeners chance to, turn off the episode early.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Save them an hour and a half.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Well,
you've been heralding this movie for like 2 years, so you're finally.
I am not alone on this.
You are on this episode.
There are many Spaceballers in this community.
Uh-huh.
That's right. We're small but strong.
We can't hear you from your basements, though.
Oh, okay. Coming from the man that knows the name of the garbage monster in Star Wars.
Everyone knows what the Dianoga is called, man.
That's right.
Dianoga. Okay. All right. Well, I defy you to have a problem with the ship sequence you talked about as the opening shot of the movie.
Right.
I do, straight off the bat. Right into this. Well, it's just that model looks terrible and is badly lit. Like, I looked at Red Dwarf started a year after this came out, and it was made by the BBC in the 80s, and it looks better. The models look much better than this does.
But it wasn't like the same stuff over and over. It was all like a little different here and there. So you gotta give it something. It wasn't like Flintstones where it's like repeat.
See, I did like the ship. I do like the visual gag there because at first I wondered if they were going to go that way with it, and then once it's taking up the entire screen and it keeps going, and it's like, okay, I'm with it. And then it keeps going, and it does that thing where it's like, it's funny, it's not funny, and then it circles back around to being funny again. So I did enjoy the extra long ship entering the screen. It looked a little rough, but I was fine, I guess, with the...
It's a comedic spoof.
Right.
It's not meant to be like spot on or anything. And you're welcome, Seth MacFarlane, for that. It's he likes to do that with making things go on way too
yeah.
and then circle back to funny sometimes.
There is quite a few of them throughout this movie, though. And
yeah,
one's fine. If you do it like 3-4 times, it's really pushing it.
Yeah, and that's more like, I think, just Mel Brooks and his style of comedy, which I will say does not entirely age well. I don't know if this movie would catch on with a younger crowd nowadays, because it's more slapsticky and like vaudevillian style, like comedy.
Sure.
But that works well in other films.
Yeah, and it works in his other films like Blazing Saddles and
Young Frankenstein.
I was going to ask what everyone's history was with Mel Brooks, just aside from just Spaceballs. Like, what is?
Well, I only saw Young Frankenstein recently when I reviewed it on my YouTube channel.
Okay,
that was the first time I'd seen it. I'd seen Spaceballs, I'd seen Blazing Saddles a lot, and were on TV quite a lot when I was young. And I've seen them. I like Blazing Saddles from what I remember, but it has been a long time, so maybe that doesn't hold up either. I don't know. But I watched Young Frankenstein in its entirety for the first time recently, and it's brilliant. And I really like that one. And I was reluctant to watch it as well because I had the taste of this one still.
See, and Young Frankenstein is one of those that I know I should have watched by now.
Are you serious?
I know, but I've not seen Young Frankenstein. Like, I remember little bits of it as a kid, like being in the room and my parents just, howling over the, the whole thing with the horse kind of losing its shit every time someone's name is sad or
Frau
something.
Brücke.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
remember like little tiny bits like that, but I've definitely never seen the movie. It's one of those things I know I need to watch. I just haven't gotten around to it. Whereas like Blazing Saddles, I love. I saw that as a kid, and then several times, even semi recently. Like, and it does hold up. I mean, it's got some politically incorrect things, but the thing about the way it's presented is it's the idiot characters who are being, politically incorrect. So,
Most of what I remember from that movie is when they put a noose on a horse, which for some reason stuck with me. That is really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few Mel Brooks films. High Anxiety is pretty good. It's like a Hitchcock kind of spoof.
Okay.
Then there's like History of the World Part 1. It's sort of like a spoof on, the history of the world, but
Sure.
sort of those epic films like Ben-Hur and things like that.
Okay.
And then, of course, Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein, Westerns and Universal Picture horror films.
Yeah.
And I think that's might be the key to Spaceballs. I don't want to say lack of... It doesn't hold up as well because I think Mel Brooks maybe was more into those other genres than he was into sci-fi and specifically Star Wars and something so recent,
Sure.
I think you can definitely see that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking watching it.
And that's why it's very they're throwing everything at Spaceballs that they can think of and seeing what, because it's not as refined, I guess is the way to put it, as the others.
Yeah. I watched there's like a 30-minute little Spaceballs documentary it's just available on YouTube. I wanted to watch it last night just so that I was at least, going into this with having watched the movie and then, watch that little documentary. That way I can, get a little bit more information and stuff on the making of it and everything. And one of the, maybe the producer or it might have been the guy in charge of set design was saying like about Mel Brooks, and not being like stereotypical because he's Jewish, but this is in his words. He said, that Mel would say if he paid for the entire, backdrop, he wants to see it all. So kind of like,
yeah, that jives with basically another quote I heard from him about John Candy's suit. At one point it covered up his face and he was like, well, if I'm going to cover up his face, I could get somebody for half the price.
Right.
So, I don't know the context of it, if he was just joking or not, but
yeah, well, that part of that documentary, they did show like a little concept sketch, and they did have like a dog, more like a dog face kind of thing. And it would have just been a vocal, kind of like the droid here, where it's more of a vocal performance instead of a
But I do want to set the stage for this movie in particular. Historically, this is something I watched at my first sleepover in, I want to say 1989.
Okay.
So it's the perfect setting to watch this for the first time and leave an impression. It's a bunch of like 9-year-old boys watching a movie that talks about being surrounded by assholes and random like wiener jokes throughout.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's more nostalgic sake than the actual film itself.
Sure.
But that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely understandable. I'm sure I can't think of any off the top of my head, but movies that I like because of the context in which I watched them for the first time rather than their actual merits.
Yeah. And comedies are more meant to be seen in a group, I feel. I think comedies are always funnier in a theater.
Yeah.
Because, you're not going to laugh out loud that often, but if anyone else does it, then you might join in kind of thing.
There's definitely moments in this movie where there are pauses for laughter, and it's usually after like some of the worst jokes in it. And there's like, it just holds on a character's face for like a couple seconds more than it really should.
Yeah, it gives you that.
Yeah. I'm looking at my notes, and I've got one note. It just says "fuck." 13 minutes in, because apparently I had paused it at one point, and then I noticed the time, and yeah.
Let's say I paused it 25 minutes in and went for a run. That was preferable at the time.
One thing that just bothers me with the few times in the movie that we get it is all the Druidia stuff, like, because all the people are like in period medieval, costumes and stuff, and it just doesn't work for me. I don't know. The Dick Van Patten, his character gives me the creeps, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of the dot matrix character. So when we first see her at the wedding, and yeah, just like I said, that mixed period, like, it's trying, I don't know, it just feels really weird to me. I guess they're trying to go for the fantasy aspect of it, or
yeah, I think that goes to say what you were saying about Mel Brooks not really caring about sci-fi too much. It's like sci-fi, medieval fantasy, like whatever. It's all kind of the same thing, and just sort of shoved that in.
It's just what comes to his mind when he thinks royalty.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, look at our royalty with the wedding that just happened.
Yeah,
I suppose.
I didn't watch any of that. But.
I didn't either.
Well, I mean, they're all like gussied up and like fancy hats, and I think the prince guy was actually in a military uniform though. But
yeah, they always were their military.
Yeah, so there's always like a weird royalty wardrobe thing going on, I think.
Yeah, it just, like, to me, it felt like the same wardrobe, I guess, as some of the stuff in Men in Tights, which works because it's set in, medieval England.
Yeah.
So
it probably was some of the same wardrobe. What you were saying about Mel Brooks, if he's paid for it, probably used that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been leftovers from History of the World Part 1.
Yeah.
Because that goes through different time periods. I just remember that movie from the character Piss Boy. He'd come around with this piss bucket for the king to pee into. The king would just be like, "Oh, piss boy," and he'd come running up with the bucket. Classic material.
Sure. Let's see.
But you should have known what you were in store for when you saw the Winnebago and the bumper sticker.
Oh, sure.
I love Uranus.
Yeah.
That's the kind of highbrow comedy you're in store for.
See, and there's some like visual stuff. Like I like the big bumper sticker on the Spaceball 1. The "We Break for Nobody" or something like that. Like that stuff I'm fine with. The one thing that really got me was the stormtroopers have like little ass plates.
Yep.
Like that I'm totally into. It's funny, it's subtle. Like I dig that, but
it's not that subtle.
Well, I suppose.
If they would have been subtle about it, they would have put like a tiny little plate right over.
Right in the center?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's where I'd be worried about getting shot, not the chief.
It's subtle for this movie.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches. Okay. I like the helmets, because they're Spaceballs.
Oh, sure.
The helmets are an alright design, and that is, they do look like sort of like Flash Gordon-y type people.
And I mean, Rick Moranis' entrance is, breathtaking.
Yeah. No, I will say I really, I'll go ahead and say it now. I love everything with Rick Moranis in this movie.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Oh really?
He irritates me in this movie. The point, I think everyone in this movie annoys me apart from John Candy. For some reason,
really?
I came out just still liking John Candy, and I don't know why, but he's the only person that didn't annoy me in this whole movie.
Wow. That hurt. That hurt. Come on, he had that bold choice of having a deeper voice when the mask was down. Mocking the James Earl Jones deep voice, and then, seeing an old white guy later. Although he does slip into a Rastafarian sort of accent.
Yeah.
So that's weird, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to get to some gold that is Rick Moranis, so don't you worry, Rory.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Plenty of notes.
Can we talk about another character that appears on the ship? I believe in the first act. I think it's the first act. A character by the name of Snotty.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh.
I have some issues with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know I've got somebody that either looked like Scotty, if you were going to do a parody of Scotty, or could attempt to do a Scottish accent?
I don't know what you're talking about. That's spot on. What do you know about that? Jeez. God. Some people, Travis.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the reference to Loch Lomond, but I mean, other than that, it was pretty terrible.
Yeah, that whole transporter joke to me went on way too long. What was funnier to me was the I'll just walk, and he walks next door.
Yeah.
So that was great, but the build up to it just.
Best part of that was when he tries to scratch his balls. Like when he's backwards.
Right, yeah.
He like really digs back in there.
Yeah.
I know everyone loves the "why didn't anybody tell me my ass was this big?" Which probably got a laugh in a theater at the time. But yeah, it's kind of weird.
Also, his feet. They didn't even turn his shoes round.
Oh.
It shows you his feet, and his feet are backwards, or were they?
Yeah. Maybe his butt's just on backwards.
Oh, his jacket's on backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are nitpicking. Come on.
I might be wrong about the feet. I might have that's just off the top of my head. I thought of it. But
yeah, it's not. It's right up there with the yogurt character being on his knees.
Oh, that made me laugh.
Same kind of technical expertise.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised to see Pizza the Hut so early in the movie. For whatever reason, I just assumed that would be like a second or third act kind of appearance. Didn't bother me as much as like I mean, I've seen pictures of him and stuff, and so I knew kind of what to expect. But I thought it would be grosser based on kind of the reactions I've heard from people. But I was more like, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I heard they had to swap people in and out of that thing because it was like literally boiling hot.
Yeah.
And they had like a couple of stunt guys working that suit with the great Tom DeLuise voicing it. That looked miserable. Like if you look at Pizza the Hut's Pizza the Hut. Yeah. If you look at the guy's eyes in this costume, you can tell he's just miserable and angry.
Yeah, apparently I don't know why they wanted to use like real melty cheese and stuff just for the effect, but I don't know
did
why.
they use latex or something that would have looked fine?
Yeah.
Maybe that works for Star Wars, but
they want the real thing.
That's right.
What was the deal with his sidekick? The Vinny, I think, the robot guy. What? I did not get the reference.
Kind of I always took it as like a Max Headroom kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it made me think of.
Okay.
And it's another robot they can say they threw in there. Again, showing how little he probably cares about sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's like, this looks science fiction-y. Let's throw that in there.
Okay. So I didn't know if I was missing something, or I knew I was missing something because I didn't have a clue what the reference was, but I didn't know if it was.
There's also just no need for the character.
Yeah.
To just go straight to Pizza the Hut.
He's the one that eats Pizza the Hut at the end. Spoilers.
Yeah.
They get locked in the car.
I thought he ate himself to death.
Yeah, it does.
Did he?
Himself,
I think that's what the TV guy says.
Right.
I think, yeah. I mean, he did kind of like, snuggle up to him, and
I was thinking of when he was eating pieces of them and saying it was delicious.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, we skipped over a classic. I mean, the Schwartz ring to the junk.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah, that
everyone
didn't.
thought he was going for the force
Right.
choke, but he went for the, I guess, cock choke. I don't know. But everyone else thought he was going for the throat, and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
switched it up on him. So I just think that just points out his cruelty, and right there's my most villainous moment of the movie.
Ah,
Get that early.
There
yeah.
you go.
All right.
And it plays out throughout the film as he
Yeah,
gets diseased.
that's a funny bit.
I mean, it was funny to me at, second grade or whatever.
Sure.
And we got Police Academy cameo.
Yeah, he's great.
Michael Winslow
Yep.
Yeah.
working the radar. I'm not even going to attempt to try to mimic
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But he
He
does.
is so good at that.
Yeah.
I heard him on the radio not long ago.
I like the part where he puts the microphone down and he
Yeah.
still goes. Burr, 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 burr. And then Moranis just grabs it, rips it, throws it. See, it's hilarious. And
right.
I'm just.
That bit is pretty funny. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Oh, get ready for some more chuckles, boys. Hold on tight. And of course, the infamous "surrounded by assholes" part.
Yeah, that's good for sure.
I mean, it's stupid now, but at the time, as a kid, it was just awesome that he was how it played out. Like I hadn't seen it before, but now you can see it a mile away.
Yeah, yeah. I think some of the best parts of scenes like that are his like right hand guy, that Colonel Sanders. Like,
oh, don't pretend like you don't know his name. Jeez,
it took me a second. I got there. He's one of my favorite characters. I mean, right alongside with Rick Moranis, just because you've got one playing kind of the straight man and one playing the sillier character, but they're both. I don't know, the way they deliver lines off each other really, really worked for me. So, like, that's what I liked about the asshole bit. Just the way he's delivering, all the information about who's an asshole. And
there is a little bit I like of him. Try to remember when it is. It's when they're about to go to ludicrous speed, and when he gets like scared, and he can't remember his line, but he delivers it really high pitched first, and then sort of that's very good.
Then towards the end, where they're evacuating, and he's like, cancel the 3-ring circus. Blah, blah, blah. Like he's going through all the little sections of the ship. I don't know, I just liked him a lot. But yeah, are we including? Let me see. Were we? Oh yeah, of course we missed the. We were just about to talk about where they jammed the radar.
Oh yeah.
But before that is a classic line that I constantly used in high school, where Barf is apprehensive about saving the princess with seeing them in the tractor beam already.
Okay.
And he's like, what was it? And Lone Star's like, we're not just doing it for the money, we're doing it for a shitload of money.
Yeah.
I love that part.
That is good. Because
I constantly used that when I was a teenager. I don't know why, but I did.
Well, yeah.
We're doing it for a shitload of money. It's like, when you're right, you're right. I just love that little back and forth between them, because Barf's a weird character.
Sure.
He's kind of like apprehensive, cowardish, but kind of also a creepy perv at the same time. Later in the diner scene with his tail.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. I did like the interactions between Barf and Lone Star.
Yeah. Mainly him getting whipped in the face by the tail.
Yeah, that was good.
Flipping on the video instead of this audio only.
Yeah.
Whoops-a-daisy.
I think I wish that Mel Brooks had played, is it Scroob?
Yeah.
I wish he would have played him more Emperor-like instead of... To me, he just seems like the villain from Blazing Saddles. Like, there's no difference there to me, really. So I don't care for the I guess he's the
Yeah.
president here. You know, like that. I feel like they could have gone a little bit, you know, further with his, you know, make him more of a Star Wars villain instead of just.
Yeah, he sort of plays all like leaders that way, where they're
Yeah.
sort of buffoons,
Mm,
sex fiends, and
Sure.
idiots. You know,
yeah.
like I mean, they even mock him like during the movie, saying that the 10,000 years of air would only last 100 if he's
Oh.
running things. And
Yeah.
I mean, his introduction is him like thanking them for not reversing the charges on the phone call.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
and then he's like sipping out of the air cans.
Right.
So after, you know, just telling everybody it's okay. And yeah, he sort of does that with every like emperor or leader or anything in like his movies. They're always the same kind of guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's just Mel Brooks, which is, you know, Scrooge is Brooks backwards. So, you know,
Yeah.
take that.
Oh my God! I did not even
I
realize.
didn't get that either.
Oh, really? Okay.
No. Oh wow, that is great.
Let's just mixing up his last name.
I thought it was like a play on like the
Yeah, it's not backwards.
huh?
It would be Burks
Yeah.
backwards.
Well, yeah, it's a little like not
Yeah.
backwards, but mixed around his letters,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Which George Lucas did that all the time with stuff, just
Yeah,
mixing
yeah.
up letters. The ET race from, you know, Phantom Menace, they're called the Greebleeps or something. It's a anagram of Spielberg.
Huh, nice.
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Yeah.
Maybe he got the idea from Lucas. I mean,
Yeah.
I get his permission to do this. I assumed.
Yeah. See, I just assumed that Scroob was like if you put ball on the end of that, it sounds like screwball, which, you know, like screwball comedy. So I thought it was just kind of a play on something like that, but
Yeah. I didn't even think about it, to be honest.
right. I feel like I mean we haven't talked about Princess Vespa at all, but I don't really have any notes on her.
I mean, she plays a good petulant princess. You
Sure.
know.
She's alright.
Yeah.
I've never
then
seen
she's-
her in anything else, I don't think.
Yeah, she's one of those names that I know, but not
She's in a lot of TV
Yeah.
in the States.
Yeah.
Like, I want to say Melrose Place is what she's best known for
Oh, okay.
in the 90s, which is like a soap opera primetime kind of show.
Yeah.
Like
Like a 90210, yeah.
Yeah. She's got some bit parts here and there. But how did you guys feel about her headphones?
Yeah, that took me a second to realize what they were doing, but that was genuinely pretty funny.
That's a good gag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's alright.
I mean, you got to think like Star Wars has been spoofed and analyzed so much now that
Yeah.
back then it wasn't, so it was
Sure.
a lot more clever at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, you can have the internet already mocking something right away.
Mm. Yeah.
Is
'Cause this
this
one-
about like 5 years after Return
Yeah,
of the
4
Jedi?
or 5 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Which you could never get away with today. I mean, these kind of movies don't really exist that much
Sure.
anymore.
You kind
I
of
think, well, yeah, no, they're dead now, but there was a while where there was a lot of them.
yeah.
They weren't good.
Yeah.
Ever.
There's like Hot Shots is like the last one I can think of that was
They
good.
get like the scary movie sort of.
Yeah. I think
couple
of
of good
this
movies, I
era or this type, yeah, I think you're right about the Hot Shots and all the police. What's the Leslie Nielsen ones?
Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Gun, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Funny or Die does something before anyone else can make a movie,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
or God knows how many other YouTube channels. You know,
Mm.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's a parody almost instantly now.
Hmm.
But yeah, let's see. Trying to look through real quick. There's so much gold here, and obviously the raspberry joke.
Oh sure.
One man would dare give me the raspberry, and then does his epic line, and then the camera crashes into him.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
I think this might be in the second act, but the part where they go to the VHS tape.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that second
yeah,
act after
second.
they go to ludicrous speed.
Okay.
because they overshoot him by a week and a half or
Oh
whatever.
yeah. Oh okay, right.
Yeah, 'cause
But,
that's how they find them in the desert.
Right.
The ludicrous speed sequence is my favorite sequence of the movie.
Oh really?
Like from him, telling him to, buckle up, and he's like, buckle this, and then he goes ludicrous speed now. And then
Yeah.
he's like, everything about that's hilarious to me. Like his brains are going into his feet. Like Rick Moranis is awesome in that scene, and then he just flies forward,
Yeah.
and his reaction, like afterwards, is just the best. He's like, have we stopped?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we take 5. Smoke him if you got him. I just love that whole sequence. Like his face is, I don't know. I think, wow, Rory's not even laughing.
Yeah.
No, that I do it. That's the kind
Cold-hearted
of like
son of a bitch.
that's the that's the Rick Moranis I like more as the sort of like the more sort of meek. I think he plays that better than
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
when
him
he's
after,
trying to be in charge.
at the end of Ghostbusters 1.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got that dazed effect going on.
Yes, have some.
He is really good at that.
Yeah.
And then we went to Plaid. Hilarious.
See, I don't get the joke there.
No,
It's just the lines, from going the light speed. So like the next step up would just be more lines, which would be Plaid.
Okay.
Kind of thing. I think that's all he's getting at.
Okay. I didn't know, again, is it because I've heard of...
That's how I always took it.
Okay. Because it's obviously one of those things I know about, but I have never known, does it mean something?
It's just more refracted light.
Okay.
I don't know. That's how I always took it.
Right.
So it's not another dig at Scotland then, no.
Nope. Strictly science.
Yeah. That's pure science.
Everyone knows it goes light speed, lines, ridiculous speed, squiggly lines, and then ludicrous speed is obviously Plaid.
Right, okay. Got it.
It's in a textbook somewhere in country.
Yeah.
Trust me on that one. So we get to your Act 2 with the well, actually, I guess we skipped over the rescue.
Oh, it's like it goes by so fast that yeah.
Well, he's distracted by the jam. They're getting
that's right.
Princess and her matched luggage, a great facial sequence with John Candy after he hears about the matched luggage.
Oh yeah,
makes the ears drop.
Yeah. See, I'll be honest.
He's holding the luggage with his mouth like a dog.
See, I think the opposite of Rory. The John Candy character doesn't do anything for me, really. Yeah.
He's got a couple good ones.
Yeah.
Like where he tries to get up and the seatbelt's still on. He's like,
oh yeah.
That's gonna work. I always do that.
I don't really find him funny at all in it. I just think he's more likable than the other characters. I think that's just because he is John Candy, though. And
yeah,
you put John Candy plus a dog. I mean, what's not adorable about that?
Yeah.
We get to your sequence, I think, with the
the VHS.
Instant, which he predicts, video on demand, basically.
True. yeah. Day and date release.
Yeah.
So the problem with that scene is they remind you of all the other better Mel Brooks movies.
It was a clever way to market his other movies, though.
Yeah, for sure. I do like when he's fast forwarding through the bit and it gets to the ludicrous speed. He's like, let's go past this. Go past.
Yep. Never show this again.
Yeah. That stuff is genuinely good.
Good stuff.
And see, I think
the now stuff is more, like who's on third kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they're like, when is this? Now.
Oh,
when was
sure.
then? Just now. All that stuff.
I thought actually the visually that's pretty good. It looks good. I know it's just like obviously they've just put on the screen, but there's something like visually interesting about the shots when they're turning and then turning back to the camera and stuff. Like it looks good.
Oh yeah,
But the jokes
aren't
great.
I mean, it's a clever premise, and it's. I don't think I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've seen anything like that.
Yeah.
So kudos for trying something different.
Yeah.
There's a lot of very sort of meta jokes in this.
A lot of marketing related jokes.
Oh yeah.
Stabbing at Star Wars in their marketing campaigns and product campaigns. Everything's like Spaceball the sheets.
Yeah.
Spaceballs. All that
the flamethrower.
Flamethrower.
The kids love this.
I know when Elon Musk came out with the flamethrower, I thought immediately of that.
Oh, okay. Is
like he should have?
Is this where he says the whole Spaceballs 2, the search for more money? Is that when he's in the merchandising?
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
I think he says that later when they're leaving.
Oh.
He says we'll meet again in
okay.
Spaceballs.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was thinking it was in this scene.
But there's a sequence here where they're out of light speed and they run out of gas.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fairly common, like, what the heck is this all about? But when he's like, Eagle 5 coming in, and everyone's like, who the hell's he talking to? Because it's not like he's landing at a port or anything, so he's just saying that to say it.
Oh.
But it's even in the trailer. Like,
I missed that completely.
Lone Star's just crashing, and he's like, Eagle 5 coming in. For absolutely no reason. I think he's just saying it because it's a cliche with like landing. I
guess so. I don't know.
Things like that. They just literally put anything into this movie. Man, you guys are pretty quiet for such an awesome movie.
I mean,
I don't have a lot of notes when we got the second
either.
act for some reason. I think I might have stopped paying attention, to be honest.
You were so enraptured in the story?
Yeah, that was it.
That was it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat where I would just like I'd watch a few minutes and it would be like, was there anything there I want to talk about? Not really. Moving on.
The plot itself is weird to steal air from a planet to save your own planet rather than just taking over said planet with air. It seems like more work to create something to suck all the air out and then put it into another planet.
The plot's not really the problem, though.
It doesn't help.
No, it is fine for a parody plot. It's all right. But the problem is the jokes don't really land.
Okay, exhibit double B. Here we go. We've got Joan Rivers' best line in the movie. It's her virgin alarm sequence.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's programmed to go off before you do. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Come on.
I just have such a low tolerance for Joan Rivers. So
I don't mind Joan Rivers.
It's stuff like this that I don't like. Didn't like, Joan Rivers, and when she was the few little times I saw her in her like later stuff she was doing with the fashion police kind of stuff, like
horrible.
But there's some stuff like I saw of her like when she was on the Louis C.K. TV show. She was really good, and some stuff like that where she was legitimately being funny, like being a comedian. Where this just I don't know.
Yeah.
So, what'd you guys think of the yogurt wordplay?
It's genius. That's
it's like it's
quality comedy there.
It's like it's just plain yogurt. Come on. And then he hates yogurt, especially yogurt with strawberries. I mean, come on. Classic. I'm kidding. By the way.
I was surprised at I didn't dislike the yogurt character. Like once he was there, I I figured I would hate him, but I really didn't. But I think it's just, it's Mel Brooks, so there's a lovability there with him. So
Oh yeah, I mean he's like his entrance with the whole statue, like Wizard of Oz.
yeah,
That statue, and then they're like Yogurt the powerful and wise, or whatever the hell they said, and he's like, "You hoy to me." I was like, I instantly like this guy. Plus, he's got all that cool merchandise.
merchandise.
Okay, so we got the fake dream sequence where I guess she walks out and gets caught.
Right. That was
And,
fine.
It's kind
I
of
actually
weird...
liked the a little bit before that, the scene between Lone Star and Vespa. Like, it's nighttime and they're, I think, talking about his, the necklace thing that he has.
The medallion.
Like, the actual moment that they have together is actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's
because there's really no comedy there. It's just a legitimate scene between two characters that I actually found myself really like watching and paying attention to the kind of how they were acting off each other.
I don't really like either of them up until this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, they're both obnoxious in their own ways.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the moment that helps you root for somebody.
Yeah.
Because up until that point,
kind of like, obviously the point in it is a parody of Princess Leia and Han Solo, obviously, and that is kind of a similar sort of arc with them. They're both obnoxious.
Yeah.
Sure.
When you're first introduced to them, really.
They get on each other's nerves, and
yeah,
she's bringing her industrial strength hairdryer along. That's one of John Candy's favorite. That's my favorite line he has after they get rid of that thing. He's like, "I told you to be lighter." He's like, "Oh yeah, I can carry like 3 of these things."
Yeah.
Why?
Subtle.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking to a wall here. We're gonna get real close in Act 3, or no, Act 2 is still. I don't know when that is now. Shit. No, it's
coming
Act 2.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, the doll sequence.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, that's awesome.
Well, we definitely don't want to not talk about the my probably the funniest moment for me is have you guys found anything yet? Man, we ain't found shit.
Yeah, that is the funniest joke in the movie. I would think, like,
The afro pick, and everyone else has a standard ace comb.
It's not even that funny a joke. It's that guy's delivery.
Yeah.
Is excellent.
Absolutely.
And that, so it is.
Yeah.
That's actually what I really remember of this film is I remember sitting talking to this guy I sat next to in math class, talking about that one joke. Is what I remember from seeing this movie on TV when I was young.
Yeah.
When I was like 13 or something. And I remember just talking about this one joke and just quoting that line with this guy that I didn't even know that well.
You guys are on board. Welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of room.
The whole movie was that one joke.
Yeah.
Or just that guy delivering lines like that, then I would be fine with it.
You're right.
Maybe if you guys weren't such stoic bastards. God, you're like a bunch of people in those like pictures from the 1800s that don't know how to smile.
Right. Well, yeah.
But yeah, that is an awesome moment.
Yeah.
But there's an equally awesome moment with the doll sequence.
Sure.
Come on.
See, and I always thought that line, which I'll let you talk about. I always thought this was a Simpsons joke.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason I knew the line, but I thought it was something that Smithers said to Mr. Burns.
Well, tell me the line you're thinking of.
The I didn't see you playing with your dolls again, sir.
Gotcha. This would have been out before.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I've heard that line. I've heard that line before.
Yeah.
You know, not related to anything, and I just always thought that was a Simpsons joke. Hell, we in Watchmen Minute, we titled one of our episodes, that line, the "No, sir, I didn't see you playing with your dolls again." That's one of the episodes that Eric came up with the title for, and I thought he was quoting Simpsons, so I didn't even occur to me, to question it. So
yep, how dare you?
Yeah, so there you go, Patrick. We have a Spaceballs reference, as a title of an episode.
That's right. Importance noted. I was thinking of the line that he says while playing with Princess Vespa and himself, where he's like, "Oh, your helmet's so big."
Oh, yeah, that was a little surprising.
I just love that whole thing because he just like improv that, so it's just him messing around.
Yeah.
And just kept it. I just love that whole thing, and then him getting caught with it, and then
Yeah.
relaxing like he didn't get caught, but then he realizes he said, "I didn't see you playing with your dolls again."
Yeah.
Knock next time. Knock.
Let's see. I think the rescue scene when they they infiltrate and free the princess it's probably my favorite non-Rick Moranis scene so far. I think because it feels so Star Wars,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get that Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
After the pipe rebound shot.
Right. Yeah.
That's we glossed over a nefarious plot by Dark Helmet to give her back her old nose.
Oh, yeah, that one. I don't know. That one didn't do anything for me.
It's so bad.
But that scene does, like, one of my notes here is just that I think Mel Brooks might like tall blonde ladies.
Yeah.
Given there's one in that scene and there's about maybe like 6 more in this movie.
Yeah, he's got the one on that she keeps I don't know what she's like on TV all the time, or like
like a general or
the
something.
commanders. Yeah. Then you got the nurse.
Yeah, yep. And the twins.
The twins, yeah. The nurse is
all the waitresses.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. I just know the nurse from she's the one in Seinfeld where she walks around in the bra.
Oh, yeah.
That's this lady,
Brenda I knew Strong. I'd seen her somewhere.
She's been, in a lot of things. I guess even currently she's on like Fear the Walking Dead or one of the later Walking Dead series.
And a classic creepy line because of her that she gives great helmet.
Oh, yeah, that was a bit of a surprise.
That was uncomfortable.
Oh.
I'm like, that is not subtle at all, sir.
Yeah. What else we got for Act 2?
Oh, the fact that they got their stunt doubles instead of the actual people.
Right.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Because a lot of guys end up
weird.
Yeah.
Meta joke.
Oh,
Here's another very meta joke.
Sure.
I just like that Princess is a dude with a cigar and a mustache.
Yeah, that is a good moment.
And
does that pop up in another Mel Brooks movie? I can almost place that in a Men in Tights, or I don't think they do it in Blazing Saddles, but it almost feels like he references it again in another movie, but
it comes up later. They repeat the when they're doing their shorts battle, they hit the camera guy.
Yeah.
And they shoot camera guy in Robin Hood Men in Tights with an arrow, I think.
Okay.
And then the Blazing Saddles, they crash through the set.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of that with like people behind the scenes.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's my least favorite part of Blazing Saddles. Once they crash through the fourth wall kind of thing, then I'm basically ready for the movie to be over. Cause,
But I really like the stunt doubles, and I don't know what he is, general or somebody that is all cocky that he caught them and stuff.
Oh yeah. Stephen
he plays,
Tobolowsky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, that's Ned Ryerson from
Yeah,
Groundhog, the
Bing.
annoying insurance guy, and from Goldberg's the TV show.
He's been in
principal.
everything. Yeah.
I didn't recognize him.
It's his voice, like
yeah.
He's got that. He's got something to him that just is recognizable to me.
Yeah.
But I loved how cocky he was. That he he's like, "Oh, you thought you could fool the Imperious forces," and then he realizes that they're the stunt doubles and yells at everybody.
Yeah.
It's like, you idiots. Let's see. Okay, so yeah. Then we get into Act 3 pretty much.
Yeah, with the introduction.
Mega Man Transformer thing.
Yeah. What do you think of Mega Maid, Patrick?
I thought it unfolded kind of cool. It looked cool when they did it.
Yeah, it took about half an hour.
I felt bad for anyone living in there because they were being tossed around like crazy. But other than that, I mean, that and the bridge changed scenery pretty drastically.
Yeah.
And then I liked that it was like Zone or Gate 6, but they're at the head of the Mega Maid, so I didn't understand that. But yeah, I mean, it's goofy. They're playing on Transformers in this instance. Again, he's just melding any sci-fi related thing into this movie. I mean, it's got Wizard of Oz. It's got freaking Transformers, Spaceballs, Star Trek, little Flash Gordon influence probably, like Rory mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically just set up to do a couple of lines and sequences, basically. The gone from suck to blow.
Yeah.
And then the whole and another one, Planet of the Apes. So I think it was just designed for the Planet of the Apes sequence, honestly.
It kind of seems that way. Yeah, I'll be honest. The whole Mega Maid thing, it really just... I've seen it before, so I knew it was kind of coming, but it just didn't do anything for me.
No, it's not funny, and it takes so long to happen.
Yeah. And I don't know. I know it's supposed to be dumb and everything, but it's like I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that it was even there.
My ringtone's going off. My bad. Sorry, guys. That was the best part of that whole sequence.
Is that the Spaceballs song?
Yep. Spaceballs, watch out!
So bad, that song. It's so bad.
But I think it's a spoof on the Ghostbusters theme, like where the theme is the.
I think just the idea in general of like movies having the theme song, like even.
But none of the movies that's parodied in have something like that.
Yeah,
that's what kind of annoyed me.
But it's another sci-fi thing. That's what, like, he just threw sci-fi into an umbrella and picked Star Wars as the headliner because it's the most relevant. But there's not even a war really. So, it's God, this movie's awesome. You know what, Travis? If we could get a tally at the end of this for how many groans I've heard from you two.
Yeah.
I swear. There's me like talking excitedly and then like from your end or an audible groan or yeah, about that. You guys, I swear. I think that song is awesome, so hence being my ringtone.
Sure.
That's not really my ringtone.
Actually, the song didn't like annoy me that much.
It was epic.
Yeah, because I think it's because it's in the moment because they're playing it during the isn't it during the
that's the destruction sequence.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But we get some Vulcan neck pitch action going on.
Yeah, that was fine.
It's, Rick Moranis doing a Jamaican accent all of a sudden. It's like, oh man, I can't believe you fell for that.
Oh yeah. When
Yeah.
they're fighting.
Like the
Okay.
Schwartzes are
Right.
out and tangled, and
Mm.
yeah, that doesn't hold up as much as I wanted it to, but it's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, it on one hand it has like a legitimate kids playing with like action figures kind of vibe
Yeah.
to it that for me worked,
Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back does that a lot better.
Oh, okay.
See, that's the problem, is that it's been done better since,
Yeah,
which hurts
fair
it.
enough. It's a lot
Yeah.
later.
I mean, how are you gonna get better than Cockknocker? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean, you got to try to view it through like a teenage or
Yeah.
a preteen
Yeah.
viewpoint where they're not exposed to as much. So
it's hard to do with this one,
yeah, it
But,
is, and
it-
I can cop to that.
yeah. I mean, for the most part, I was pretty entertained with the last act because it is. It felt like they're finally just settling on riffing Star Wars, and ignoring like all the rest of the fluff or whatever other stuff. So, I think it just ends up being better when their focus is on Star Wars, and that might just be because obviously I love Star Wars, so I want to see more of that material. But
What did you think of the explosion?
okay, that must be what my note is in reference
Like a
to.
mid?
I had a note that said the evac stuff is annoying, and I was like, evacuation. I don't remember an evacuation scene, but that
yeah.
must
They're all, yeah.
The bear, the bearded
bear.
lady.
That's what it was.
The pizza guy. Yeah, it's all pretty.
See the guy that's playing the timpani drums?
Yeah.
He turns out earlier in the movie. I was sure that was Gene Hackman.
Mm.
It's not, because he has roles in Mel Brooks films occasionally, like as Smoggle and Young Frankenstein. I thought it looked like it looked like Gene Hackman, and I looked it up. Couldn't even find who it was, but it's not Gene Hackman.
Yeah, I've scrolled through the IMDb list looking for another name, and yeah, I saw someone the drum player, and it definitely wasn't Gene Hackman. So I don't know who it was, but
yeah.
I remember what I was looking for. I thought for sure that the computer voice, the one saying like self-destruct and all that stuff. Yeah, I thought it sounded like Majel Barrett. She was Gene Roddenberry's wife, and she was in the early Star Trek series, and she did the voice for all of the Star Trek computer stuff up until like Next Gen, and then she had a different character she played in Next Gen. So I thought for sure that was her doing the voice of the countdown thing, and because it sounds just like her, but apparently not. It was some other woman that was like just maybe a script supervisor for a lot of Mel Brooks' stuff. So
Right.
And they had the classic out of order on the cancellation button for the destruction.
Yeah. One thing I really appreciated was how legitimate the escape pods looked when they were shooting out. Like they look like like lifted straight out of Star Wars with the escape pods that the droids stow away in.
Yeah, they're decent.
Yeah, and I mean when it explodes, it unknowingly sets up the arm and the head still being left.
Oh yeah,
for later. Yeah.
Which I love the Planet of the Apes reference. I thought that was great.
I had no idea that was Michael York.
Yeah, I didn't either.
One of the costumes.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah.
This is the one that's like Spaceballs. Shit, there goes the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love that accent with that horrible like ape suit.
Yeah, yeah. The dignified ape.
Yeah.
Gentleman ape.
Yeah. Works for me.
The ape masks look alright when they're not moving as well. They look like the original masks.
Yeah.
Oh, I would guarantee those were, borrowed from the Fox, props.
Probably.
Archives.
They don't seem to move as well at the mouths and stuff.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Well,
the
and we,
later and it's
yeah,
not moving
yeah.
the same way or something. I don't
I've
know.
been sitting for a while.
Well, we
Yeah.
found out that just, the main, like, the performance apes, that were in front and had, like, all the dialogue,
right,
like,
yeah.
they had the articulate stuff, and then they would do a lot of stuff, like, people in the background would just be wearing the cheap, rubber Halloween-style mask. So.
Right, yeah.
So we got ILM's portion of the movie coming up here.
Oh, yeah.
The diner sequence.
Which I thought was a real waste to not do, like, make it more like a cantina scene with a bunch of aliens and bunch of different, like make it feel like the cantina, with all the bar patrons or just like a bunch of, aliens and stuff. Instead, it just felt like the truck stop scene, from we just had in Howard the Duck, like there was nothing there that felt interesting. It just felt like a diner or truck stop,
What are you talking about? They had the special.
Yeah. No, I mean, that stuff I actually loved. I had only ever seen the alien, chest burster in memes, or animated GIFs. Like, so I understood where they were going, but I had no idea that John Hurt was going to be in it. So I loved seeing him.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I actually ended up loving that little sequence, but I just...
I like the guy that was like, "Water, get this guy some Pepto-Bismol."
Yeah.
And then
he plays it pretty much the exact same way. He
Yeah.
plays it in,
Yeah. I like
Alien as well.
they kind of cast, similar looking actors for the other crewmates or whatever.
And I mean, the alien itself with its little like scurry and then a tilt to the head and then the hat goes on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, it gets me every time.
It is good. I will give you that. That is a funny moment.
They spent way too much money and time on that sequence.
Yeah.
So yeah, Aliens is another sci-fi throw-in.
Yeah.
And then I guess we find out what the medallion means by opening a fortune cookie.
Oh yeah, who cares?
And then they have their medal ceremony sequence / wedding.
Yeah.
And then credits.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know we're going to have to go 6 through 10 probably for rating.
Yep.
But,
Right.
God, I'm afraid to hear what you guys say. So afraid. So yeah, that was Spaceballs, the Mel Brooks classic, sci-fi satirical masterpiece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Not just satirizing one piece of sci-fi, but any that he could figure out.
Right. Which I always think of something that, in the immortal lines of Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec, don't half-ass something, or how does he put it? Don't
half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing.
There you go.
We got a whole lot of ass in this movie.
Surrounded by assholes.
That's right.
Attack of the killer tomatoes. Attack of the killer tomatoes. They'll beat you, bash you, squish you, mash you, chew you up for brunch, and finish you off for dinner or lunch.
I mean, I don't want to play the Rotten Tomato game because I already know it's going to be 100%, 100%. But if you guys want to, I mean, feel free.
I'm pretty curious as to where this,
There is no way it's over 20.
I don't know. That's why I'm having a tough time.
I already know it, so you guys are going to have to battle it out.
Because I think, I don't know. It seems like I'm in the majority whenever I hear people talk about Spaceballs.
Yeah.
So I just have that impression that it's...
You said minority, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like there are more people like you, Patrick, who love this movie. Based on the people, when this movie comes up in conversation, it's always, very, very highly...
I don't know. I think people like jokes from it. I don't know how many people like the movie.
Right.
It's very quotable, which
Yeah.
will endure a movie longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, a movie will
Sure.
stick around longer if it's quotable like this
Yeah.
one is.
But yeah, and then I don't know like how any of Mel Brooks's movies really hold up as far as like if we're just looking at like the Rotten Tomatoes kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like I would
Yep.
assume that Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles are much higher,
Yeah.
you know, just because I feel like those are considered to be, you know, even by critics like well made and classics, you know.
Well, I'm having trouble finding it on the Criterion site, but
Yeah.
it must be down at the moment, so I'll go back
Right,
to that.
probably server maintenance, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to update that in the Facebook
So,
page.
what would you say the critics' tomato meter is?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 16%.
60%, got it.
16. 16.
166, 166%. I like that. You're going whole ass on this one. All right, Travis.
40.
Okay. And then audience, what do we think?
Let's say 25 for audience.
So I'm gonna go higher with audience with 55.
Okay. Well, Travis is the winner for both. The critics' tomato meter is 57%.
Oh wow.
What?
The audience, drum roll, 83%.
Holy shit.
So,
I hope you don't mind, but I'm looking this up myself.
Well, you know, it might not translate over.
Are you looking at standard or metric?
I'm telling you, I'm looking at it right now.
Wow.
I'm just as surprised as you are.
Yeah, no, that's it.
It's accurate. Timestamp it.
Right.
I have a feeling this episode might cause those numbers to go down.
Yeah, we have that kind of sway.
But yeah,
I can't believe that.
Yeah,
so
that is surprising.
essentially,
I'm putting
I'm
my own rating
understanding.
in now.
You guys don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Obviously.
I do.
Yeah, no, that is surprising.
Oh, yes. I am vindicated. Internet is never wrong. You guys are shocked.
I'm looking
Totally.
up Young Frankenstein now just to see what that is.
Yeah.
Watch it be lower.
No, it's not.
Okay.
The critic score is 93%,
Wow.
and the audience score is 92%.
Yeah, I figured it would be high up there. That's an awesome movie. Travis wouldn't know anything about that.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Travis, I have a box here.
Oh yeah. I actually forgot about this. Okay. Yeah.
It says official Real Comic Heroes business do not open until we're recording. So I guess that would be now, and apparently this is hermetically sealed.
That's
Let
right.
me bust out the old multi-tool here. As I mentioned earlier, if this is a severed head, I'm going to be very upset. Or a gun rack.
A gun rack?
Don't even own a gun, let alone many that would necessitate a rack. Oh, let's see what we got here. That is awesome. It is a black T-shirt with yellow Star Wars-esque logo artwork, I guess. And it is the shorts. I am one with the shorts. Oh, okay, I see it now. I have one with the shorts. The shorts is with me. Nice.
So
I like it.
I got that right around the time that Rogue One was in theater, which was what, late 2016?
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that, and I got it for you, and I've been holding on to it since then for this moment.
well, I know what I'm wearing for our next family portrait.
Nice.
So that's
we'll
going to
need
be
a-
my new mantra now.
What's that? Yeah.
It's gonna be my new mantra.
We'll need a picture of you in the shirt so I can share on our when this episode
Definitely.
goes out. Yeah.
I got to see if I can recreate a Schwartz ring holding it near my junk. Really make it subtle like Spaceballs.
Like class up the joint.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rory, don't be jealous.
Now,
Yep.
the deal is we
definitely
are
not.
to never talk about Spaceballs again.
Yeah. I swear on the. Yeah, I don't swear at all. No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
All right.
I will tone it down to every other episode.
Right. Okay. That sounds fair.
At least that it can't really be like referencing anything now. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing that Spaceballs could have referenced
Right.
from now
Yeah.
on.
But it could have influenced
I doubt it.
The Simpsons. Seth MacFarlane, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Any spoof. There you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Should we rate this thing and give our
Like
thoughts?
you guys just want to be over with it.
Well, it's late. Rory's, he's staying up
pretty
late
late.
for us.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, I'm just going to get mine out of the way. It's obviously a 5 for historical film influence. Just the sheer quality of the effects, the solid jokes and timing. I'm obviously joking, so I'm going to go with a 4.
4.
Yeah, because it's still a nostalgia. It's probably 3 of the 4. But there's some good moments here and there, and it's very quotable. So
Right.
I recommend a person between the ages of 9 and 14 watching it. Anyone older, I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Or to just complete the Mel Brooks film walkthrough.
I'll go next and say that it was better than I thought it was going to be. And most of that it was because I didn't know, how good, the Rick Moranis stuff was going to be. There's just a lot of, Mel Brooksy stuff that I really liked, with the humor and some of the visual jokes and everything. But the story in this movie is just really bad. I really like the stuff that's making fun of Star Wars, but then got really bored as soon as they went away from that. And that might just be me having a hard time, not having viewed this movie, at a younger age, really. So, yeah, like I said, better than I thought it would be, but I doubt I'll ever watch it again. So I give it a 2.5 because the stuff that I like, I really like.
So I'll take it. That's more than I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really thought you were going to say it's better than I thought it was going to be. 1.
Shoot, I was worried about negative numbers.
Yeah.
Well, I can't justify giving this anything higher than a 1, quite frankly.
Oh.
It's like parodies. We've hinted at this a lot. All good parodies come from a place of like love and respect for the source material, and this clearly doesn't. and is why it doesn't have the charm of Young Frankenstein or Blazing Saddles or even like other Star Wars parodies like the Family Guy parodies and stuff. They clearly come from a place of knowing the source material and respecting the source material, but making fun of it. And then this doesn't at all. So, and I just don't find it funny at all. Couple jokes I maybe half smiled at, but that was about it. So yeah, it's a 1 from me.
Travis, we've been cutting out his audio, right?
Sorry to tell you, Patrick, that puts it at a 2.5 average, which to me, that's about where I thought it would be, because that's the same as we...
That is better than I hoped.
Yeah, that puts it in line with Conan the Destroyer, Superman 3, Octopussy. Like, that's... Yeah, I for me, that seems like...
It's got its place.
Yeah.
I would watch Superman 3 over this any day.
Oh, good.
Just looking through your list for films that are worse than this, and the only one I've seen is Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
And I'd quite happily watch that again over this.
Okay, I
Howard
get it.
the
You're
Duck
shitting all
we
over
gave-
my nostalgia, okay?
Howard the Duck we gave
Captain America.
point
Captain
eight.
America TV movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't watch that again.
No.
Yeah, Howard the Duck might be worse. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Maybe worse.
It is worse.
Maybe worse.
I don't. It's on a par for me. I think, honestly.
Yeah, that's your beloved George Lucas.
Yeah.
Thinking Howard the Duck was a
Toy
good
Boy
idea.
Lucas.
Jeez.
I reached out to our. I think this was in the Podmates Facebook group, and it was Andrew Pure said that Rick Moranis is reprising his role by voice on like an upcoming episode of the Goldbergs. He wanted to share that.
Yeah.
I didn't. I heard that Rick Moranis was going to be on Goldbergs, but I thought it was like a visual. Like I thought it was, going to be in person. So apparently it's just going to be an audio only, and I think it's specifically like he'll be playing Dark Helmet, like not just being Rick Moranis. He'll be
Nice.
yeah.
Although I don't know how that works with just the audio.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the context is. I don't watch the show, so I thought
it'll
it was
probably be a quote.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be a performance, but apparently
Yeah.
it may just be audio. But yeah,
That's all. That's the only good thing people had to say, probably.
yeah, I didn't get any other feedback. I was really hoping for some good feedback from the listeners, but
No, you only sent that question out to the Spaceball haters page.
right.
To be honest, I saw the post and thought about commenting on it, but I thought I'd save it.
Yeah. Just put everything that you were all your notes.
You could have just saved it on this as well, because if you don't have anything nice to say,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
I feel like I just got shat on for like an hour.
Well, I
feel like I was really carrying this across the ling. Like nobody wanted to say anything about it.
you were definitely the driving force, but
dragging a dead horse. Just got hung on a noose.
Hey, I get that reference.
Yeah.
Hey, I told you there were some things that I liked.
I was surprised. I'm sure Rory heard a record scratch when you said that.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Dog
But,
tucked its head. Yeah,
Well, it's not getting any better. It's all downhill from here.
probably. Oh, what else we got?
I did find something accidentally.
Yeah.
The Spaceballs, the book, the novelization, was actually written by Jovial Bob Stein, a.k.a. R.L. Stein,
Really?
from Goosebumps fame. I don't know if that made its way to you, Rory, with the
Yeah.
the adult scary stuff. But I thought that was just a weird piece of
Yeah.
I ran into while looking at this movie.
Maybe it was just like a hired gun or something. Like
Yeah, it was early on, so he's probably just trying to get work.
Yeah.
And Jovial Bob, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
It's a bizarre pen name. I see why he changed it to R.L. Stein if that's his real name.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just a random hole I fell in while going on the internet for this one.
I found that there was an animated series, which
I saw that too.
seemed fairly new. Not new, but like
Yeah, it was
2009.
Yep, right around there.
Yeah,
the aughts.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it. I never really got into it. But
yeah,
I was worried it was going to be like a Christmas special kind of thing.
Yeah. Apparently there is talk of a sequel still as well.
Yeah, that's been going on for a while.
Yeah,
By the time they get to it.
Yeah.
I'll probably remake it with Zac Efron or something.
Now that's an idea.
Yeah. They'll have to spoof the later films.
Yeah.
Like episodes 7, 8, and eventually 9.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's over, people.
That's it. Have to head over to the Real Comic Heroes League of Citizens Facebook group and let us know, I don't know.
Let me hear your those 83%ers out there.
Yeah. Where my 83%ers at?
27% scumbags can go to another page.
A rotten hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be part of the minority there?
I feel good.
Yeah, I'm all right with it.
You're high and mighty Star Wars pedestal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to check the Rotten Tomatoes score for Star Wars again?
Oh, I bet it's lower. Let's look up Phantom Menace real quick here. See what that audience score is.
All right, that's not. That's
Words can be hurtful, Patrick.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
While he's doing that, Rory, do you want to tell our listeners where they can find you?
Yeah. I have a podcast called Doghair Presents where I tell people about things and have guests that tell people about things. And that's about as good a description as I've ever come up with for it.
That's all they need.
Yeah, it's fun and informative, meant to be. And you can find that on iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you found this, probably. And and at doghairnetwork.com. I also have a YouTube channel called Hangover Reviews where I watch, review things to watch and do with the hangover.
Yep, you can watch him hate on Spaceballs in a different format.
Yep. I said I was going to rewatch that before that. I haven't rewatched it. I never rewatch him old stuff, so I haven't gone back to it.
I rewatch it every morning to fuel my hatred.
That's his secret. That's what makes him angry.
Keeps my fire boiling.
Right.
But editor's note. Rotten Tomatoes audience score 59% Phantom Menace.
And what
about New Hope? You want to look that one up? What about Empire Strikes Back? Look that one up.
Yeah, let's see. Probably right on par.
The site go down again.
Yeah, no, it's 96% for New Hope. Yep. Just only 13% better, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, that's
just saying, it's right up there in the Star Wars canon. It's better than.
I hope people people consider Galaxy Quest a Star Trek film. I hope nobody ever considers this a Star Wars film.
Oh, without a doubt.
That's true.
It should be what should that be? I mean, call it episode 7 really would be Star Wars, I think. Yeah. I'd say Spaceballs would be episode 7. That makes sense, right? Hello? Is this thing on?
No, it doesn't.
You're embarrassing yourself, Patrick.
Okay, so
what you need to do with this movie is just throw it down there with the Dianoga with the rest of the trash.
There you go.
Oh, jeez.
She knows what to do with it.
It's a she.
I mean,
you know the sex of.
I'm assuming.
That was a leap.
Like,
I don't know if that's ever defined in any.
I'm picturing you guys looking at a model of it and checking for its sex.
You just go out and lift up the Dianoga skirt.
Oh, good Lord. Just like in Jurassic Park.
That's right.
I got it. I got you.
All right.
So we're coming back with it's been a while.
Yeah.
We're going to be hitting up James Bond again.
It's our first Timothy Dalton.
Living Daylights.
No. I think License to Kill, I think.
Is it? Oh, well, then our list is incorrect.
You're right. You're right.
Okay. How dare you? You know what? If I'm right about this, I'm right about Spaceballs.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Credits.
You got me on a technicality.
So Living Daylights, which is a good description of what I want to beat out of Rory right now. A freaking one, man. I'm just happy for a whole digit, honestly.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. It wasn't as bad as I thought. There's a lot more crickets to my comments. Nobody wanted to join in the fun that I was having. But you know what? I don't regret any of it.
Well, that's all I could ask for.
That's right.
I think on that note, we should say goodbye. And
you know what? I can feel what Dark Helmet's feeling right now. I am surrounded by a bunch of assholes.
May the Schwartz be with us all.
I'm just going to say bye. I'm not going to do a quote. Is that all right? Bye.
That's fine.
God, I hate this. Yeah, and I'm going to put something in for Rory.
You going to do
Can we make it? Can we make it so his favorite part is the snotty part? And then...
I did say I like the Loch Lomond joke.
So we could either splice that to make it sound like he's saying he likes the Scotty accent, or we could just smoochy it in, or I just say it for him.
Right. Yeah, go ahead and give that a shot.
Well, I'm just going to say it in my voice.
Okay.
See if you could do a better accent than the guy in the film did.
I'm not even going to try. There's too much pressure. I did it once out of a fluke, and it wasn't bad. But
no, I remember that it was.
How dare you, sir? It was not. It was spot on. I mean, it was basically Sean Connery, but manlier.
Sean Connery doesn't have a Scottish accent either.
Well,
he's got his own accent.
Well, yeah, it's the land of Sean Connery, but yeah, he spoofed himself. That's unfortunately that's now what we think of a Scottish accent.
I know. There's so many people just do that for a Scottish accent, and it's
he has done to Scotland what Crocodile Dundee has done to Australia.
I thought you were going to say what
at least
Mel Brooks did to Star Wars.
Oh God. How dare you? If only Lucas could have pulled together a film as good as Spaceballs for Phantom Menace. Check the audience. I hope people realize that when they crap on those trilogies, that they're making Spaceballs that much better. I don't know if they realize that.
I don't think it's a 1-to-1.
Well, I think we've done a lot of good here.
Yeah.
Get the word out. So, don't want to keep Rory any longer. He's got to get his beauty sleep.
Right.
Got work in a few hours.
All right.
Yeah. So, Yep. Thanks for joining. I know you were really excited about this episode.
Yep.
Meant a lot to you.
I'm glad it's in our rear view.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. I'm gonna go cuddle my Spaceballs the lunchbox and talk to you guys later.
Good.
All right.
All right. I think that'll do it. Thanks for joining us so late.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Yeah, it's not the latest one I've done. So.
Yeah. All right. Then we will say goodbye.
Pleasant dreams.
Good night.
The name that means excitement is back. Bond. James Bond.
That girl must be very talented.
Shut up. Believe me, my interest in her is purely professional.
What is this?
I've had a few optional extras installed.
Wherever he goes, adventure follows.
Two of our men are dead. Koskov's named you.
Then I must die.
Eliminate him.
Kill him! He lives for danger. He lives for the moment. He lives on the edge.
Whoever she was, I must have scared the living daylights out of her.
James Bond, 007, The Living Daylights.